Hello everyone. So hope you all are doing well, and the video is completely focused on just the basic 5 tips how you can clear your FRM exam in just one shot. So trust me, these 5 things can be really helpful, and I have collected these 5 tips from all my students, those who have cleared their exam in just a single shot. So it's basically the advice those who have really cleared it. So it can be beneficial, but yes, again, it's subjective. It depends from person to person. So I am trying to take only those points which can be applied to everyone. Okay, there are also few points which are subjective, which can be depends from person to person. Okay, might be it applies to me, but might not applies to you. So I am taking only those points which can be helpful to you. So our first point is the practicing of questions. So trust me, I have been with lots of students, those who are taking classes from me, as well as there are many students taking classes from somewhere else, or might not be taking the classes, doing the self studies, but at the just 10 days before, they used to come to me and ask me, sir, I am not confident about my preparation. I don't know what I'm going to do in the examination. So I feel really bad when they used to say this kind of thing, because see, the moment you start practicing the question from the day one itself, when you are starting your preparation, and then only you are starting your practicing question. See, in the exam you have to solve the question answer. Okay, you don't have to solve big questions over there. You just have to practice MCQ, so that when you will go in the examination, you will feel like that, oh, this is something which I am doing from the past 4 months. Okay, but if you are not practicing the question, you are only just revising the concept, reading the concept, just focusing only on concept building and learning, mugging up things, learning the formulas. But when you will sit for the exam, you will feel that the question pattern you are not comfortable with. Why? Because you haven't practiced. If I will relate it something with the cricket, if someone is not batting from say 1 month, okay, and straight away I will send him to bat, okay, so do you think will he be able to bat as perfectly as he would have been practicing from the last 1 month? And when he will move to the ground, he will feel very confident, oh, this is something which I am doing from the past 1 month. So if you are practicing something which is going to appear in the exam, it is really going to help you. Now, there is one more point. Student says, sir, I have practiced a lot, but yes, the time. Okay, they are not concerned with the time. We must have to follow a strict time. See, we have 100 questions in FRM part 1 and 80 questions in our FRM part 2. So we need to make sure that in the given time frame we solve the question. Suppose you are a student of FRM part 1 and you are now solving the 10 questions. Now there are 10 questions in front of you. You make sure that you have a strict 24 minutes in front of you, that you have to anyhow complete these 10 questions within the time frame of 24 minutes. Then only you can say that yes, now I am perfect with the examination and the practice pattern of the exam. Means you can say that this is something which I am practicing in the given time frame. If you are not focusing on the time frame, trust me, in the exam hall you will feel very difficult, because these 4 hours can be very crucial. Okay, you will feel that your nerves are now very fast. Okay, so in order to keep your nerves calm, you need to make sure that you will feel very comfortable with the questions which are there in front of you. Okay, suppose if I will relate it with a small concept of cricket, if someone is practicing a lot about the short ball, okay, means bouncers. So if someone is giving him the bouncer from the last 1 month, and when he will move to the ground and the bowlers are throwing the bouncers, he won't feel much difficulties, because this is something which he is practicing, so he can try. But if you are into something in which you are not practicing enough, okay, and you will straight away move to the field and expect that I can clear. See, there are students who can clear. I am not saying it, because if someone will say, sir, I have cleared it without practicing, might be you are different, because see, every student is unique. You cannot say that every student is same. It is completely dependent on from student to student. It changes on from student to student. So my focus is toward those who are not confident with the examination. They are completely stuck how to prepare, what to prepare. Even after taking the coaching, they haven't means completed all the videos which they have received. So they are into the dilemma, what should I do? Should I defer my exam? Should I give another 6 months? And what to do? Means they are completely confused. Even if you'll see 1 month before the exam, though they have completed their syllabus, but they are not confident with their preparation. The reason is that they think that I cannot remember the whole topic. Okay, means whatever there in the curriculum I cannot remember. So trust me, you can, provided you are practicing in the right way, the way it is required by the institute. Clear? So this is our first point, that we need to practice it well. Okay, along with that, there are many different sources from where you can practice the question, so that you can ask me directly. But yes, there are Quizizz as well as Bionic Turtle questions are available which you can practice. Apart from that, we have the GARP Institute mock papers that also we can solve. But yes, solving those GARP Institute mock papers and Quizizz mock paper is more like beneficial when you have completed your whole syllabus. Then only if you'll sit for those mock papers within a given time frame, you can really judge yourself that at what position I am standing, and then what kind of preparation do you really need. So this must be done like say 1.5 months before the exam, because if you'll do this 3 days before the exam, trust me, if there are some mistake, how you are going to rectify it within just a short period of time. So if you are doing these mock papers and mock tests just 1 or 1.5 months before the examination, so trust me, you can like improve on your subjects, improve on your skills, so that when you will enter the examination hall, you will feel like yes, I am completely comfortable with my preparation. So my next point, which is also very important, is the revision. After completing the course, don't you feel that the course is quite bulky? If you'll see the number of readings in part 1, there is 60, and part 2 there are more than 100 readings. So you won't be able to recall. Means if I have completed my credit risk in say just 2 months before, and now if you'll ask me some question from the credit risk, you might not be able to answer the question apart from some conceptual thing. Okay, but yes, if there are some formulas involved, if there is something which you need to remember and you can't remember, you won't be able to answer. So we must ensure that we at least have 2 times revision of the whole curriculum. First, we have already studied everything, but after that we need a 2-time revision, so that just 1 or 2 days before the exam we can manage with the whole book revision. Otherwise, if you think that okay, after completing the course I can revise everything just 2 days before the exam, might be difficult. Okay, then again subjective from person to person, because there are students who can clear the FRM exam in just by studying for 1 or 1.5 months, but there are students those who are even unable to clear the exam even after giving their dedicated 6 months. Okay, so this is the again second important thing, that you must have the revisions properly. Along with that, you make sure that you will make your handwritten notes, so that revising on just 2 days before the exam from the book can be difficult, but yes, revising from your handmade notes can be easy. So don't feel that okay, I have to do lots of hard work to prepare the notes. At the end, it is going to benefit you. Now the third point is the coach who are going to teach us. Make sure and ask them to evaluate your, okay, means what? Suppose I'm just giving an example. Suppose you are my student, so now it's my responsibility being a teacher that I evaluate you on a regular basis. Not just taking the marks and giving you the video lectures is enough. Okay, means I have given you the hundreds of video lectures and I left everything in your hand. Okay, see, you have to do it. My part is over. I have given you the videos. If you have any doubt, you can WhatsApp me. That's okay, not the issue. But trust me, this is not the right way to coach. Okay, basically, I will give you another example from the cricket itself. Virat Kohli or might be Sachin Tendulkar, might be Dhoni. They are really so good. Why they need a coach? Why they need a coach? And that coach is personally guiding them. Why? Because might be they are making some mistake. So you need to have someone who can improve your mistake on a regular time basis. See, most of the students really have the caliber to clear the exam, but they are unable to clear the exam because they are not properly guided. Their mistakes are not improved. See, while taking the video classes, you start preparing, you prepare, but you don't know what kind of mistakes you are making. You know that you are doing it well from your point of view, but no one is watching you that what kind of mistakes you are doing. So you must have someone who can monitor you on a regular basis, can improve your mistake. See, now if you can improve your mistake, surely you are not going to like do the same mistake on the day of your examination. So have someone, means the teacher, those who are teaching you, just have a request to them, sir, try to evaluate me, ma'am, try to evaluate me, so that I will know my mistakes, and that mistake must be improved by your coach. Otherwise, who is going to improve your mistakes? So this, the third point, is the very crucial if you really want to pass an exam. It's not just that you will have the videos in your hand, you have the books in your hand, and you can study of your own. So trust me, if you are just paying the money just for the sake of videos and know that books, trust me, you don't need it. Videos are available on the YouTube. Okay, so you are paying for the coach who is going to mentor you, who is going to guide you, and the most importantly, who is going to improve your mistakes. And the moment when your coach will start improving your mistakes, your level of thinking will start increasing from here to here. Your confidence will boost up that yes, now mentor is directly connected with me. Even I have lots of students from the top institute. They have taken their classes from the top institute, but at the end, 1 or 2 months before the exam, they used to come to me because they are not well confident, so they have to pay twice. So I don't think this is the right thing from the student's point of view. If they have taken the tuition somewhere else, they must expect that they are getting that proper guidance, proper coaching, and proper mentorship, because you are there to improve the mistakes of the student, not just the delivery of the video is the end of the task. You need to make sure that you are coaching your student one-to-one. So student must also ask their teachers and mentors for this, because I have seen it's not always the mistake of the teacher. Students are also not going towards their coach and mentor, sir, what mistake I am making, please look at this. Because again, if I'll say that coach will not come to you, okay, you have to go to the coach and ask for the help. The coach will definitely do it. I will try myself that I will force student to ask their doubt, but it will not happen every time. Might not be every person is same. If I can do, you cannot expect the same thing from other teachers. So if you will be going to the teacher that, sir, please evaluate me, let me know what are the mistakes I am making so that I won't repeat the mistakes in the exam. This is a very important for you. For any course, it can be CA, CFA, FRM, class 10, 9, 8, 6, whatever you are studying, you are hiring a coach. So make sure that coach is working for you. Okay, this is the one of the most important point and the most crucial point which can decide on the fact that whether you are going to clear your exam or you are going to give a new attempt. Now next is you make sure that if there are 100 readings or 60 readings, you divide them. Means you make sure that okay, these are the few 12 readings which are quite difficult for me, and it can be subjective. Means I can say these topics are difficult, but might be the topics are easy for you. So try to segregate the topics in 3 different parts: the hard, medium level, and easy level. So now what will be your task? The topics which are on the easiest side are going to give you lots of confidence, because trust me, out of the 60 you will find that the 30 topics are belonging to the easy part, or might be 25 are belonging to the easy part. So what you will feel, oh, the 50% or 40% of syllabus is quite easy, and if I'll be able to manage that medium level part, I can be assured that 70% of the syllabus is my done, and I am confident. Now 30% I will give my 100% and 110% over that hard portion, so that I can clear it in one shot. So make sure that you will divide your topics in like 3 different zones. Okay, this is hard zone, this is easy zone, and this is the most difficult zone. Even you can also point out few of the LOS inside the readings, because might be a particular reading is quite easy, but inside that reading there is a one LOS which is quite difficult, which is very lengthy in nature, might be involving few practical stuff. might be involving few difficult formulas, might be involving few difficult theory. Make sure you will also note it down in the section of that hard part. Give the name of that particular LOS from that reading. Just a particular LOS is difficult. Even from the difficult reading, there might be some topics which are easy. So make sure that you will mark that reading as the easy, and make sure that you will point out some of the LOS as the difficult. So this will release lots and lots and lots of burden from your head, because easy and medium topics are manageable, but yes, on the hard topics you need to give a focus. Clear? So the last point is my how to clear the exam. Trust me, the 30% of the questions or 35% of the question are practical based. Okay, if I'm saying that I have 100 questions, out of these 100 questions, 30 questions are straightforward practical. Means you have to use your calculator, you have to calculate the answer, and you have to see whether that particular answer is there in the options or not. So trust me, out of those 25 or 30 questions, if you can make sure that yes, I can like correct 28, 29 questions, even 30 questions, then the chances that you are going to clear is quite above. Okay, means it's above the par, because you have completely satisfied with those practical part. Now apart from this, there are few of the theoretical questions which are clearly straightforward, because in the paper you cannot expect that every question is difficult. Yes, some are easy, rest all are moderately difficult, and some are which you feel very difficult, and some are the question which you feel that out of the world. So you cannot do for the question which are out of the world, and even wasting time on those questions which are out of the world, you are just wasting your time. Okay, so make sure just don't even give a thought to it. If you know that this topic you haven't even know, you don't even idea about it, even wasting 5 seconds on that question is also a waste. Just take it and move ahead. There is no negative marking. So these are the basic 5 points which I would like to make sure that everyone must take into account. One is the practicing the questions, practice papers within the given time frame, clear, revision. Then we have the coach. Okay, preparation of the notes is also very important. Then we have our practical question part. We need to make sure that we are giving lots and lots on focus on the practical portion, because in the FRM curriculum, in the theory portion, you will feel very ambiguity between the two options. You can straight away say that okay, these two options cannot be the answer, but yes, you will be confused between the two options. But when it comes to the practical part, you can definitely be sure with your answers. Okay, if I am calculating something, I can be sure with something. So this is the whole idea about how to clear your FRM part 1 exam in a one shot. And trust me, this can benefit you, because these are the feedbacks of those students, those who have cleared their FRM in just a one shot. So they have followed these techniques, so give a follow to it. And if you feel any kind of doubt, any kind of query, feel free to ask me. I will provide my contact number so that you can directly be in touch with me. So thank you for the now, and hopefully soon I'll be coming with 2 separate videos, one for FRM part 1 and one for FRM part 2, that how you can move ahead with the course. Thank you.